Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Great Men Taking Over the World. This is Dark Assassin, my first solo episode, and I'm talking about probably the best game of the Super Nintendo generation, Mega Man X. How I got into Mega Man X, I was around 8 years old, and it was one of those games I stumbled onto back at Very Video when I lived in Lorium, and I was interested because of the picture of the game. It looked really like cartoony, and I was like excited because I was surrounded by a bunch of games in the Super Nintendo section, so I decided to rent Mega Man X, and I played it, and then rented it, and then kept on renting it until like a year and a half later, I bought it, and then when I bought it when I was 9 years old at Hollywood Video when I first moved to Ann Arbor, I eventually beated it, and had fun ever since.
Tell us what grabbed your attention, what got you into it.
What got me into it? Just the atmosphere, like I said, and just shooting up robots, and then just being on the highway in the city streets at night, and then, you know, a flying ship chases after you, and then you fight Vile, and then you get, like, you're supposed to lose that fight against Vile, and then Zero saves you, and then just a whole bunch of robots just all collaborating in one game. And basically, that's what drew me in, was just a bunch of cool-looking robots, cool-looking characters in general.
What is this game exactly about, I wonder?
It's about Mega Man X saving humanity from the Mavericks, since he's a Reploid robot, and it's the war between Mavericks and Reploids to save humanity to avoid it from extinction from Sigma. I would say the best weapons would be the Tornado Gun and the Boomerang Gun, because of the Tornado Gun you can take out tougher enemies in one shot, and then with the Boomerang Gun you can reach hard to reach objects like the healing capsules and the life expansion capsules, for example. My favorite levels would be the Chill Penguin stage, where you're out in the snow shooting up robots, flying robots, bats, and all that type of shit. And then my other favorite level would be the Armored Armadillo stage, where you're in the underground tunnel, like a cave, shooting up more robots, going on that little wheel spike thing on the side, and then shooting up robots when you're sliding, and then dodging the giant robot with the big spikes with the hands going like rrr, rrr, rrr.
What would you say to people who would say that Mega Man games are for chumps?
I would say they don't know what's good, and they can eat it, they can go fuck themselves and go to hell. And they don't know what's good, seriously. They really don't.
What are your favorite armor upgrades?
I would say the dash armor, where you get the upgrade on your feet because you can dash on the ground and do a higher jump.
And what's your favorite music in this game?
I would say the Sigma 1 and 2 stage and Spark Mandrill.
Do you have a favorite aspect of this game? A favorite thing that's unique to Mega Man?
Just the copy abilities I thought was pretty cool. You know, I thought that was pretty good. The way how he can get their weapons after defeating them, and he can hold like 8 at a time. That was just pretty good. And how he could just change up and stuff was just pretty great.
Are there any parts of this game you don't like?
Well, one least favorite part I always get annoyed with, which I can beat the game pretty easily, is on that Launch Octopus stage, where you're fighting the sub-boss for the second time, and he sucks you in, and you can fall into those spikes. That's why you have to kind of like jump back and kind of avoid from getting sucked in, or you'll fall into the spikes and die in one hit. So that's like the most annoying part of the game. My favorite characters I like the most would be like 4, like Mega Man X, Zero, Vile, and Sigma. I mainly like Sigma because he's a pretty good mastermind. And because on Mega Man X3, I'm part of like the storyline where we felt like Doppler was like the main villain, but actually Sigma was like behind the scenes the whole time, because Doppler created Sigma, but Sigma killed Doppler out of the jealousy of Mega Man X and made him into a robot. So I just thought that was pretty cool, why I like Sigma. I also like Vile because he comes back on 3 and he's a pretty powerful foe to fight. And I like Mega Man X, of course, because he's the star of the game and he's a copy robot, and it's just pretty cool within itself. And I like Zero because he's a good fighter with the saber, and he's pretty well trained, disciplined, and pretty experienced.
So if there was a death battle with Mega Man in it, so tell me about that. Who do you think you'd fight against?
I would take a unique and different route and make it a free-for-all with the Mega Man X, with the original Mega Man, with Zero and Astro Boy all fighting each other into a fatal 4-way free-for-all type match. And one would be like the winner in a death battle episode, just like with the Turtles and the Pokemon episode, and just take that unique route by having that type of match on Death Battle. Which, by the way, I like Death Battle. Good show, definitely.
And who do you think would win out of that match?
I would root for Mega Man X the most.
I remember you talked about how you bought the Mega Man X collection for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
And got to replay those in your adulthood, you know, since you didn't play the games for a while. And now you got the whole collection. And you just sat there for like a month, you said, and you were just like going through these games and just loving the hell out of it.
That's
just
true.
Describe that experience.
Well, the reason why I got it, first of all, is because of 2, 3, and 6, because it took me a while to think of the best game on SNES, and I eventually came up with the conclusion of the Mega Man X series, which I played 2 and 3 when I was a kid, but I just rented them and beating them after beating the first one, and I didn't get around to buying them because I was playing so many games on the SNES at that time that I decided to buy the collectors, the Mega Man X collection so many years later, and just decided to play it since I eventually decided that that was the best on the Super Nintendo of all times, just thinking back and stuff.
Right. And playing these games, especially the first Mega Man X, it's really like reliving your childhood, isn't it?
Definitely reliving my childhood. Definitely. Yes, yes.
What is your like favorite memory that you...
How I felt at the time?
Yeah, how did you feel at the time when you played it and explored this world, these
Happy and
levels?
excited would be the best words.
Yeah.
I'd probably
You
go with those
ecstatic?
two.
Were you like, holy shit, I got this fucking cannon and you're just going around shooting all these cyborgs?
Goosebumps, excited, and happy.
Did you feel like this shit when you fucking started tearing down those bosses and your like sliver of health left over and you have no idea if you're gonna make it or not?
I was just describing it in a couple words, and that'll be it.
If it was a Mega Man movie, live action, who would you pick as Mega Man to play?
Damn, I really don't know that answer, tell you the truth.
Oyaji!
Alright, so what else you want to throw at me? Because this guy's just acting crazy.
Yeah,
He's
to
fucking
be honest,
crazy.
that fucker just kind of lost it there.
Yeah, you lost it on that shit.
Oh yeah, jeez. What message would you have to the modern gamer that has rejected Mega Man, since Capcom is in trouble financially and they're not bringing back the Mega Man series anytime soon? Give us a message to the modern gamer.
They don't know what's good, and they need to be more open-minded and start playing the game, and Mega Man is a fucking good game, and Capcom ought to bring it back like on Xbox Live and combine everything of all the previous Mega Man games, was 1 through 6, into a big online adventure somehow.
Did you know that Mega Man Legends 3 bombed? They were going to put it out, but then it was canceled.
Yeah, that's too bad, because Legends was a pretty decent game, but the X series was far better.
And what is your rating for the game one more time?
10 out of 10. I'm gonna definitely give it 10. Part 1 and 2 and 3 were the best, definitely. But this one gets the 10.
So you would consider Mega Man X to be a masterpiece for the Super Nintendo?
Definitely. I do think it's a masterpiece, yes.
One of the best games of its generation?
Yes. Well, thanks for joining me on this episode of Great Men Taking Over the World, where I look back on my nostalgia of playing Mega Man X, probably the best game of the Super Nintendo generation. Until next time, see you around. Hello, hey guys, this is a... Oh, damn.
Let's do it again.
You gotta do it again, I can't quit.
What the hell? Like his eyes.
Oh man, why? It kind of makes me nervous. Like, go, get back. Like, get back, dude. Come on, what the fuck, man?
Do you understand the concept of filmmaking?
Oh. How'd I do, man?
My name is not My name is Cash
You're
Money.
still recording?
Cash Money, motherfucker.
Yeah, whatever.
Pay up that money. Pay up that money.
I mean, you flicked me off first. You son of a bitch. Eat shit. You're retarded, dude. You're fucking retarded.
Fuck you, you fucker. Fuck you, fuckball.
Bitch.